Pokemon Stadium. We're going to play it right now. It's a big deal. Get it set up right now. Who am I? Oh, yeah, so true. Wait, what? N64 is broken. I don't know what's going on. We're dead. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, it's online now. Had to blow some air into it. Pidgeotto. Looks like he's struggling. Was this before Pokemon Snap? Did they use the same thing? The same models? You would think so. What? N64 broken. What happened? Yeah, the music sounded different though. Does it? Does it? What's up, Charlie boy? I think I rented this and then we bought it eventually. We do have it. Obviously, because we're playing it. Let's get in there. Right now. I mean, oh, it's that silly me. That's the PlayStation controller. I had to restart it. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's just play like a game. Let's play a match or something. Yeah, I remember this. No. A battle now. That's us. I think that's us. Oh, I don't get to choose my Pokemon? Oh yeah, you can only choose it in, like when you're versing. Okay, you can only choose from these people. Right. I remember like hiding my controller. Wait, go back. Restart it. I don't know what I picked. I have no idea.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. I think I picked. I was trying to pick Pikachu, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. Vulpix. I don't know what just happened.
Hit you, Thunder Wave. Oops, it's paralyzed.
Oops. Level 50.
It's paralyzed on the spot.
Paralyzed.
Are they testing each other's strengths?
Quit. Yeah, I don't think the controller's set up right.
They're staring each other down.
Pikachu, stare him down. Oh, there you go, there you go. Okay.
The trainer hasn't issued an order.
Hey. Well.
What's the matter, trainer?
Thunderbolt. I'm trying to use Thunderbolts.
Face each other.
No. Okay, the controller's messed up.
What now? The move failed to click. It's burrowed underground.
Damn. That was weird.
What a furious battle.
A furious battle. What the? Don't switch? Okay.
They go into battle poses. Here's a Pokemon chain.
Don't be Bulbasaur.
Oh, it's Sandshrew.
Oh yeah, Sandshrew. Sandshrew.
It can't make a move.
What?
How
It's
will
paralyzed
this
underground?
affect the outcome?
Huh? Wait, what? Okay, that's Sansru. I'm
They're
trying every
staring
other
each
button.
other down.
Sansru's already out. Okay, I don't know what I did.
Strike fighting poses. What's that?
Woo!
A savage hit.
Damn. Savage hit. Savage. Yo, what the frick?
It can't move again.
I feel bad for Vulpix, really.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
I heard a story like someone used a PS4 controller and it turned on his PS4 and he bought like so much stuff by accident because he didn't know it turned on the PS4. Mine's not on though.
They're staring each other down.
Yo, get me out of here.
The commands are issued.
I can't play like this.
What's this? Missed the target. What'll it do? Severe hit.
Yo, well, their colors are a little more
Neither
muted.
one is conceding an inch.
It's like not totally red. I'm dying. Yeah, I can't do anything.
They're staring each other down.
This is terrible.
Now. What now? Oh!
The next Pokemon. Sansru died a terrible death. Alright. I got it now. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay, so now... So, I'm gonna pick Squirtle, Clefairy, and Bulbasaur. Now let's see if I chose correctly. Let's see if it worked.
Let's get started. This battle is for you who wanted to get into a battle right away.
They sound weird. There he is. Alright. So I'm gonna use, well, that's not good. I'm gonna use Strength. Strength.
They
Now we're
strike
battling.
Fighting poses.
I think my brother had the game, memory card that gave you all the Pokemon or something. I don't know. We're dead.
Tattle Day. Mighty blows and the word go.
Jesus.
Taken down on the word go. This is a wild one from the word go.
Squirtle! No.
Now.
Dude.
Oh, it's
Squirtle.
Clefairy.
Yo, Squirtle died. He literally died.
How will the type difference affect that?
Wait, oops, I don't know what I used
Go
there.
into battle poses.
Mega Punch, good, good.
What
Ooh,
now? Hit the weak spot.
nice.
It's thrashing about.
It's thrashing about. It's having a bad time.
Good hit.
It threw flowers at me. I don't know what's going on there.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
No, petals of cherry blossoms are flying around. What fight are you looking at, announcer? Thunder. Okay.
Here it comes. Thunder.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a hit.
classic.
Oh, is it down and out?
Yeah.
What
What
will the next Pokemon be?
What Pokemon should I use in the next battle? If anyone has a request.
Oh, it's Magnuma.
Magma.
The Pokemon are entirely different types.
Are they though? Double slap. Slap that metal.
Combatants face each other. What's that?
Look at the animations though.
A savage hit.
Ahead of its time, really. Truly. Don't look at the audience
What's
members.
this?
Damn.
There, it's a hit.
Okay. Oddish again? No.
Neither one is
Have to
conceding
test
an
out
ace.
what's up. Hello. Metronome. Let's try metronome. Oddish. We're dead.
Right, Thunderbolt. That's a good hit. Oh, it's down.
Don't quit your day job, Pokemon trainer.
There's only one
This guy's
Pokemon
terrible.
left in reserve. They strike fighting poses.
No, they don't.
Oh, it's Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur.
It's one Pokemon against
Yo,
two
he's like
now.
jiggly.
The tense battle continues.
Yo, come on. I need something drastic. Normal. Let's try cut.
The commands are issued.
Cut his screw off.
What'll it do? A decent hit.
Bulbasaur, come on.
Get you, Thunder Wave. Oops, it's paralyzed.
I'm quitting this
The
battle.
intense battle continues.
I gotta go. I have diarrhea. I gotta go. Go back. How do you go back? I have to go. I have diarrhea. Okay, I'm sorry. S. I have diarrhea. I have to go. Sorry, guys. All right. Oh, I remember that. Sure, he won. Sure, he did. We all know who really won. Okay. Ah, yes. Play your Game Boy. I did this before. I've done that. That was like next gen. Battle here with your friends. Up to 4 people. Wow. There should be they should remake this. Like, this is so good. Place where you can unwind from battles. What? Hall of Fame. What's this again? Oh, it's coming back to me. Who's the best? That's it. I'm ready. Yo, I remember something like this. Let's go hard. Let's go hard. What? I remember the Lickitung one. Sushi. All right, let's do that one then. There's a lot of mini games in this. We're fine. Whoa, this is did this come out before Mario Party? Yo, what up? Yo, I remember this. This is so cool. I forgot just how good this game was. I'm just eating it. What the heck is this? Ebicha! You can just stay here. I think the green thing's bad. Yeah, yeah. Why did I eat it? Why? Oni-chan. Am I winning? The salmon's good. I mean, the shrimp is good. The shrimp is really good. How'd that happen? Oh, the eggs. The eggs. Midori. He said Midori. Yo, last place. Oh, it is hard mode. It is hard mode. Midori. What the? Run, Rattata, run. Yo, press A. Okay. What the freak? Yo, which one am I? I don't even know. Okay, I'm probably 1. Okay, we're dead. Oh, no. I don't know how to jump. It's rigged. This is rigged. Get that! I can't jump. Oh, I got it. Okay, now I know how to jump. Now I know how to jump. I'm dead. My Rattata's dead. Let me try one more time. That's not fair. I'm number 1 there. Okay. Okay, now I can't jump. What happened? What happened? I don't know. Okay, you just have to press it. I don't know what's going on. Just press every button, Oh, I don't know how. What the freak? The direction? Up on the D-pad? Alright, let's play Clefairy says... Oh! To point fingers. Whoops. I should read. I should read more. Yo, that Clefairy has glasses. Oh, Maui! What the f... Whoops, I messed up. Wait, restart it. Oh, crap. Oh my... Alright, now we're playing hard mode. Alright, we go. Right up, right down, left up. Right up, right down. Yo, quit. No, I'm done. Something happened. The game broke. Something broke there. I'm not sure what happened there. What was that? A Lickitung number 1 looks very weird. Down, down, left, up. Okay. It's very sensitive, the stick. Down, down, left, up. You know, that down animation for the Clefairy is weird. Down, down, left, up, down, left. Down, 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 left, up, down, left. D-pad? I'll try it. I remember this, man. Clefairy! Oh, Maui! Down, down, left, up, down, left, right, right. Down, 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 left, up, down, right, down, up. The D-pad doesn't work. It doesn't work. Oh god. The question mark. You have to remember it one time. Down, down, left, up, down, left, right, right, down, left. Down, down, left, up, right, left, down, up, right, left, up. Oh god. Yeah, my memory is so bad. Alright, might as well watch them win. It's just so simple. They should make this a Steam game. Just copy the same formula with different characters. This is easy. This is pretty fun. The Forgotten Levels. What? 2 people can win? Tie. Magikarp Splash. Jump with A. Hold the A button to make him splash high. Press and hold it. What the? I remember this. Go! What is this? Carp. Is that Jerry Seinfeld? That's tough. Carp. Ah. What is that voice? I'll try one more time. This is tough on hard. I'm gonna have to. This is like real life right here. Oh yeah. You just have to do it perfectly. God. Yo, the one game I can win. The one game. Okay, wait there. Hurry up.
Musty underscore.
Alright, let's get back to the. I like to do these mini games. We have to hurry up though, because I do want to play Mario Golf. We're gonna get back into it. Pikachu, Thundering Dynamo. Tap B when it's green. A to charge electric. Okay. The first one to be fully charged. Oh, I remember this. What? What's this song? It's like a remix. What the heck just happened? What the? Now it's Pikachu. Okay, huh? Oh! Green, blue. One more time. I don't know what's green. The pen is blue. Green. That's blue. Oh. That's blue. That's blue. Frick! Blue. Okay. Blue is X on the PS4 controller. Makes sense. How are you supposed to do that so fast? What? Okay, you have to tap it. Yo, look at the chubby Pikachu. Just take a look at him. Oh, one more time. One more time. Damn it! Alright, I tried. Alright, let's do the Drought Snore War. So I know what A is for sure now. It's blue is X. A button when the pendulum gets to a center red needle and cast hypnosis. The last one awake wins. That's a win, right? Whoops. This is cool. Yo, these games are like hidden gems. Ancient. This is like dinosaur bones. They just get better the more you uncover them. One. Can I come back from this if I'm asleep? That's tough. Who thinks of these games? He'd still fall asleep. Oh, that's good. Ekans Hoop Hurl. Aim using control pad, pull back and flick the control stick to launch Ekans. Aim, toss. They just sell like N64 computer controllers. Ekans. Hey, get away from him. That's my guy. You son of a ditch. Ekans. Damn. This game is freaking awesome. Darn. Doesn't help. They're all the same crap. I fling it. It seems I fling it the same. Oh no, there you go. It is very sensitive. Oh, I remember that gold one. Damn it. No. Gold. That's my horse. Damn. I only got 3. They all beat me. Okay. I'm supposed to win, though. I'm the streamer here. Rock harden. Okay. I should have made it easy. A button to harden, avoid being squashed by the boulders. Press the A button. Harden only works while the A button is pressed. Okay, I know this one. I remember this. I get it. I remember this one very well. Why? I don't know. Yo, Golden Kakuna. That's cool. I'm using too much. Damn! Oh my god! Yo, Kakuna's dead! Wow, this is brutal. Alright, dig, dig, dig. We'll do back and forth to make a sand screw dig. The first one to hit water wins. Tapping the same button twice. Stop. Okay, I might win this one. Yo! They do travel in herds. Isn't that weakness? Isn't that his weakness though? Or no? All right, we'll do the Kakuna one more time. I won 2 of these out of 9. The sound effects. Damn it! Oh! Dude, I'm done. Oh no! Wait, what's the other one I won? Oh, the Magikarp splash. The sound effect, though. Who's the best? Oops. What is this? Oh, wait, no. No! Crap, I guess we're doing it. Alright, I can win this one. What? Okay. Yeah, the drowsy one. We played the drowsy. I can try that one again. I can try one more time the drowsy one. I'm gonna try a normal because that's tough. Snore War. Alright, here we go. The GameCube's in the back. I should make a Mario Party with Pokemon. Yo, I won! On normal. Yo, shake it. Shake it, Drowsy. You got it. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna do one more battle here. Let's do an actual battle. Pokemon League Prime Cup without level restrictions. Let it hang out. Let it all hang out. What? A cup to lowest level Pokemon. Many cute Pokemon. Don't let your guard down. The official one. I don't know. Let's do no holds barred. We're dead. Oh yeah, rental. Yeah, it works. All right, guys, what do you think? All right, let me think about this. We're gonna have Blastoise, that's for sure. Anyone have any ideas? You have Dragonite. Rusty Shack for the Charlie Boy. If you want to name a Pokemon each, you have a chance right now. Let him know. Wait a minute. Where's Mewtwo? Is Mewtwo in this game? No, which one do you want? I can't name them. I can't name them. Oh, we had to pick 6? Indeed. What Pokemon do you want me to choose? If you have any anyone have any idea? Oh, hell no. Oh, Magikarp? I mean, Gyarados. You want Gyarados? Okay. Charlie Boy? I'll pick yours second. I'll pick Haunter first. We can have 6, so you guys can pick 1 though. Just pick 1. Rusty's will be Gyarados. Gyarados, Kadabra. Not Alakazam. Not Alakazam. Or do you want Alakazam? Yo, Ditto looks cool. I could choose my Pokemon Go Pokemon. Nah. Who would be cool to watch? Graveler. Yo, Golem self-destruct. That'd be hilarious. Hilarious. Hunter. I'm gonna choose Alakazam because I don't know. Kadabra's the weaker. I don't know. The weaker one. He does have that bead. Alakazam doesn't have the bead in the middle of his head. Crappy moves. Oh, really? Charlie Boy knows his stuff. Hey, look at Ninetales. That's okay. Blastoise, my dog. Oh, Blastoise, my dog. Jolteon. Thunder moves. We've seen thunder moves before. I like, I do like Hypno, but let's pick someone who I think is gonna be cool to watch do stuff. Dragonite or Moltres. We need a fire type. Kabutops. Snorlax. All right, one battle. Oh crap! It's like multiple battles. This could be a 5-hour battle. Oh, he picked pretty quick. He doesn't care. All right, so he has water and leaf type. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Haunter, Alakazam, and Moltres.
It's finally underway. Pokemon Tournament Prime Cup Pokeball. Who will win it all in this wide open, unlimited level?
He's really red in this one. All right, Dream Eater, Hypnosis.
Now. Hypnosis. The move
What?
failed to click.
I level 100 Paris.
A Sunspore Cloud.
He's peeing.
Oops, it's paralyzed.
He peed on me.
They're both being cautious here.
They're both smelly. Yo, I'm about to die to a Paris.
Face each other.
How is Haunter about to die to a Paris?
What now? A decent hit.
The suck. He gave him the suck.
What's next?
Right back at you, buddy. What?
The target. Fireworks are flying in this battle.
That's it.
They
Bring out the
fighting
Gimp.
poses. Here's a Pokemon chain.
Whoop.
Oh, it's Moltres.
Yo, what up? Biznitch.
It pumped up its special rating. Will this Pokemon swap change
What a
the flow
nerd.
of battle?
Okay. I'm putting up my special attack. My special attack's going up, guys.
Fire blast.
I've never seen Moltres standing on the ground.
Super effective.
Yo, get wrecked, buddy.
Down. That didn't take much.
And he smells.
The next Pokemon is being prepped. Oh, it's Charmander.
Wait. What?
The remaining Pokemon count is 3.
Wait, I don't think I have something.
This battle is still up in the air.
Do I have something for him? Oh god, we're dead. Reflect? Sky attack.
They go into battle poses. It's building energy for the next attack. What's this? There, it's a hit.
No shot. He's like a chicken.
Neither one is conceding an inch.
Conceiving? Conceiving an inch?
Sky attack. Nail the weak spot.
That was sick, bro.
Wow, taken down with one hit.
That's right. Sponsors, taking sponsors,
There's a
Doritos.
difference in the number of reserve
Yo, what up,
Pokemon.
though?
Oh, it's Magikarp.
Ah, what? Okay.
The
They're-
remaining Pokemon
They're orange
count is
nowadays,
3
but
to
back
1.
then they're all like
The
redder.
battle has become one-sided.
They're like maroon color. Can I reflect? Splash? I'm not gonna try that.
The Pokemon returns to its
Why is
Pokeball.
Magikarp in lowercase?
Oh, it's Alakazam.
He got big spoons.
What's the point of splashing?
What's
How
the
will
deal with
this
splashing
affect
anyway?
The outcome.
Look at Alakazam's face. That is hilarious. Let's try Psybeam.
What now?
Those are big spoons.
What the week?
Get wrecked.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder. And there goes the battle.
Pop. Boom goes the dynamite. We're in space. I remember this song. Boom. We could go more. We'll do one more. There's some. It's Team Rocket grunt. It's just some grunt. Okay. All right. We'll do Machamp. Gyarados. Blastoise. The opposite trio.
What kind of battle can we expect to see? Begin round 2.
Look at him. Oh, he's dead. He's gonna crush him like he's. Oh my god. Why does he look so funny? You know, his legs are small. His legs are short in this one. That's so weird. What am I looking at? Oh, the humanity. Okay, let's kick his butt. Mega Punch.
Now,
Just crack the shell open.
here's the first move. The attack wasn't effective.
Almanac T5? What the hell?
What will the trainer do now?
Yo, he just coomed on me,
A
bro.
decent hit. Fireworks are flying in this battle.
Machamp has no teeth. He's like an old man who works out all day.
They go into battle poses.
What the heck was that?
Perfect game.
What was that?
Lead.
Oh my god.
Its defense is down.
Machamp, you're like an old man.
There's a big difference in HP.
He just looks like an old man in this game. Alright, low kick again. I'm gonna get you.
Low kick. Super effective. Oh! Is it down and out?
He looks like Patrick Star when he has muscles.
What will the next
Or something.
Pokemon be? Oh, it's Poliwag.
Paw Attack 4? What the frick?
This is a fight between two different types of Pokemon.
No. We'll stick with him.
They strike fighting poses.
Poliwag was a lot like lighter blue.
What now? Miss the target.
What's the P stand for?
Vigorous attack.
On Machamp's belt. P. Pocket Monsters?
This matchup has become one-sided.
Yeah, you're dead.
Combatants face each other. What's that? It's the
Oh, bubbles! Get these bubbles out of here.
Mega Punch.
What?
Oh, the attack.
Oh! Imagine
One still raring to go. but
Imagine
the
getting
opponent
hurt.
Appears beat.
by bubbles. Oh!
Hypnosis.
Could you die from bubbles
Move failed to clear.
if too many hit you at once?
How's that?
Just
There,
do a low.
it's a hit.
That looks like a high kick to me.
It's down.
Machamp okay.
There's a difference in the number
He's
of
okay.
reserve Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh, it's Ekin.
Ekin?
The remaining Pokemon count
What?
is 3
This
to
is like
1.
before
The
anything
battle
came
has
out.
become one-sided.
Ekin? Ekin? Act 1?
What's this? Oh,
What
that's
the
a
heck?
miss. What'll it do?
Oh,
A minor hit.
bind. That's cool.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
Alright. I'm gonna switch to Gyarados for no reason.
Here's a Pokemon change.
Get back in the box.
Oh, it's Gyarados.
Gyarados. He calls him
Will
Gyarados.
this Pokemon swap change the flow of battle?
Yes. Fire Blast. Okay, I didn't know he had Fire
We
Blast.
go into battle poses.
Now we know.
Fire Blast.
He was like,
Hit.
bleh. Yo, how's he alive?
What now? Its defense is down.
Oh.
Neither one is conceding an inch.
Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam.
Bumblebee. That's a good hit.
Die to the bubbles.
Oh, is it down and out?
Yes. Clearly.
And there goes the battle.
Slack Judd. Yo, look at Blastoise though. Look at him. Look at that dude. Imagine a remake of this game. You can customize your character in the avatar. Imagine a remastered of this. I never played Pokemon Stadium 2. I did, but I never like really played it a lot. Yo, who this guy? Alright, he's got fighting type and electric type. We're dead. We're dead. I'm gonna use some secret characters. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you guys. We might lose. Wait, Pikang? Pikachu's called Pikang?
Upcoming battles look promising. We're into round 3.
Yo, what up? Mank. They called Blastoise not. They didn't call Blastoise Blast, but they called Mankey Mank. That's odd. I want to know like why. Why? Yo, oh my god, that's so cool.
The savage hit.
Yo, that animation.
Taken down on the word go.
Yo, that's like the only game that does that. Like it hid his cannons.
We might be in for a one-sided
That's
affair.
actually epic. It hides his cannons.
Oh, it's Cubone.
They never do that in the show. They should.
How
Why does he
will
always show his
Hudson
cannons in the
prevent
show?
that?
That makes so much sense. Keep shooting with Hydro. This is how I beat Pokemon. Look at this. Watch.
How's that? Whoa, looks like a bad
Yo,
Pokemon
Blastoise
sword.
is the goat.
Down. That didn't take much.
When I say goat, I mean turtle.
There's a difference in the number of reserve Pokemon.
Cubone's not looking too good.
Oh, it's Rattata.
Atata. It's Atata.
The
Atata.
remaining Pokemon count is 3-1.
Look
The
at
battle
Blastoise.
has become one-sided.
Do it again. Do it again. Why not?
Now. Savage attack. Oh, the attack missed.
What?
It's getting pumped up.
You're not supposed to do that.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
He looks very
Combatants
weird
face each other.
without the cannons out.
Building energy for the next attack.
Yo, I'm out of here.
What now?
Oh,
Decent hit.
you son of a
What
ditch.
a furious battle. They go into battle poses. Ah!
You're just a rat.
What's next? It hung tough. There's a big difference in HP.
Yeah, that's true. Let me see what this does. Let me see what withdraw
They
does.
strike fighting
It's like it
poses.
shields you, but it says water
What's
type.
this? What's the weakness?
It says it's a water type move.
It improved its defense.
Oh, that's a cool sound effect.
Neither one is conceding an inch.
All right, you're dead. You're dead.
There it goes. That's a good hit. Oh, is it down and out?
Blastoise, my dog. Extra continue. Now we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going now. One more time. One more battle. One more battle. Gambler. Little Gamble here is not gonna be able to get a nickel from his grandma. Yeah, hold up. Let's do that battle real quick, though. How much would 4 more battles be? Probably pretty long, though. We're here for Mario Golf. Tomorrow comes out on the Switch, the new one. So, well, he has Magmar and a bunch of Leaf and Water type, a Rock type. I'd hate to keep using Blastoise, but we're gonna keep using Blastoise. No, I'll use Gyarados. I just want to keep using Blastoise, but we'll do Moltres, Gyarados, and Alakazam. Why not? Why not?
The crowd's excitement is building. This is round 4.
Poo-poo pee-pee. Yo, Magmar butthead. I'm sorry. Bubble Beam. Let's go.
They go into battle poses. Here's the first move.
What the? Throw me a bone? What is that move? Marmag. They had one job. They had one job.
Looks like a bad Pokemon choice.
Looks like a crappy decision.
In this battle,
What a crappy life decision he made.
they strike fighting poses. What now? It just shrugged off that hit.
You ate it.
There it goes. Super effective. Oh, is it down and out?
He's dead. X is on the eyes. He's done. If he was fainted, it would be a
What
spiral.
will the next Pokemon be?
He's actually dead.
Oh, it's Goldie.
Goldeen.
The remaining Pokemon count is 3-2.
I remember like Misty's
This battle
Goldeen
is still up in the air.
was terrible. Like it would just flop
Combatants
around.
face each other.
It would just, it's like Magikarp in the show.
What's next?
Well, that was kind of scary. Dingo.
It's
Okay.
heated up.
Something going wrong with the text. It's probably not,
Neither one is conceding an ace.
that's probably not how it was. I'm gonna switch to Alakazam.
Now,
Now.
here's a Pokemon change. Oh, it's Alakazam. Whoa, Horn Drill. Oops, that's a miss.
Can you use Mewtwo in this game?
Will this Pokemon swap change the flow of battle?
Hyper Beam. I think you have to charge it though.
That's
What?
brutal.
Holy crap.
Wow, taken down with one hit.
Taken down in one hit. Oh, his spoon was still levitating a little.
Which Pokemon is coming out?
Whoever voiced this announcer guy is like the GOAT.
They go into battle poses.
He's like, wow!
Oh, it's Mark. This
It's-
is a fight between two different types of Pokemon.
It's Sweet Tooth. How did Goldeen kill Alakazam?
Our issue.
How?
Wow! Missed the target. It's building
He's
energy
like
for
Obama, the Obama gif.
Fireworks are flying in this battle.
Kamehameha.
Whoa! That was brutal. Gone! It's a one-hit wonder.
Wow. Not like
There's
this.
only one Pokemon left in reserve.
Then why would you let me choose? Okay.
They strike
I like that,
fighting
actually.
poses. We're down to the last Pokemon.
This might be the only Pokemon game where it makes you choose the last one you have instead of automatically bringing it out. I'm gonna use Fire Blast because frick you.
Combatant safety cover.
Let's see what happens.
Ah!
Yeah, get out of here.
Oh, the attack missed.
Ah!
What now?
What? How do you miss?
What a furious
How do you
battle.
miss?
Now. What's next? Nail the weak spot.
I don't think your Pokemon recover when they lose.
What's this? A decent hit. There's a big difference in HP.
Come on. All right, keep biting him.
They go into battle pose. What'll it do? Its speed is down.
I think Gyarados was a good choice. Rusty. Pretty good Pokemon.
It bites. There, it's a hit.
He's got the water. He has water attack and a fire attack.
Both combatants are down to their last Pokemon.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Oh, it's Krabby. There's just
Bye, Crab.
one Pokemon aside now. The battle is coming right down to the wire.
Bubble's not good against Gyarados. Apparently.
Its speed is down.
Speed's down.
What's next? Goodness.
I don't know if Bubble... Is Bubble gonna do more damage? Bubble Beam? I don't think so. Guillotine, that doesn't sound good.
Guillotine.
Oh!
Root. Oh, is it down and out? And there goes the battle.
He's dead. End the battle. It's over. It's over, man. The old guy won. He dead. Save? I don't think how's that work? Magikarp 2. No, that was Goldeen. Wait, who was that? That was Goldeen. Well, we died. Game over.